Smurfy greetings, YouTubers. It is I, Gear. Welcome back to Smurfs Village. Doing some grove grinding time for this particular episode. And while I'm grinding out here in the grove, I want to answer a few... Well, I want to speak a bit about grove things wise. Not just to you, my viewers, but also to the fellow members of the Smurfs communities. Whether they be Smurfs Village, or just Smurfs in general, and even Smurfs Epic Run. So I plant these geraniums because they're the quickie 5 minutes and I can get a lot of these out. I don't want to plant the forget-me-nots because, you know, they take 15 minutes. Or I can just back-to-back geraniums because it's 5 minutes for each. So, let's start off with a bit of housekeeping going into this wonderful episode. And feel free to leave your comments on this matter in the comment section below. You know I'm always reading the comments. One of the things that I have chosen to do in the wonderful honor-bound fashion, you gonna hug the sheep? No, she's not gonna hug the sheep. The girls do hug the sheep too. Is I wanted to inform the Smurfs communities of the other Smurfs that we don't really get to recognize. And one of the things that I did was I wanted to alert the community of the other Grove Girls. And of course, I chose to honor bound myself with identifying as many of the Grove Girls as possible for the communities. Now, the development team is always asking for ideas and whatnot to help better improve the game or for future updates. And, you know, good ideas, you just post them, whether it be in the Smurfs Village community or the forums, wherever. They have suggestions for this. I believe the forums have a suggestions area for the development team to look over and be like, okay, this is a good idea. We might add this for a future update. I know they did that with the designing hut contests. So, one of the things that I did was I gave out confirmed reference shots of the other Smurf girls. So, you know, a good example for this is Smurf Jade. Yes, she only had one line in the Lost Village movie where she introduced herself, but we didn't really get a decent confirmed reference shot of her for the community. So I posted the reference shot of Smurf Jade that I had, and as you guys saw a couple Grove updates back, Smurf Jade was added to the game, and it was nice getting some kudos by the D team on that one. It was nice to get that. No big deal. You know, again, I did this so the members of the Smurfs community can know exactly who these girls are. And I plan to continually do this each time I get a confirmed shot. And this addresses another one of the issues that members in the Smurfs community continually bust my hump over. And that's the fact that we haven't had a confirmed reference shot in a while. Here's the thing. Lately, actually not lately, but within the past couple of months, there have been information about other Smurf girls. However, this information was not verified and confirmed information. It was all false. So the fallacies were removed from the Smurfs communities. Now, as someone who is identifying and bringing references and the names to the community and to the light of not just myself for my own referencing materials, but for all of you Smurfy fans, Smurf lovers, and even members of the Smurfs Village development team to, you know, have in your records, is I want to give you guys the correct information, the accurate information, you know. So when I get a confirmed reference, I inform the community, as I always have. And I have to make a note to give you guys a better reference shot of Smurf Meadow, because the one that I had was terrible. Working on that, you guys. I think I posted already on my Instagram page. Actually, I do have the references of the Smurf girls on my Instagram page. Be sure to follow me because followers are welcome. Returning to the topic here. I'm not going to give you guys false information. That's not how I roll. That's not what we're told in college. You know, one of the things you're told when you do various things is, of course, when it comes to information, is to have the correct stuff, you know. And I get confirmed things from the Smurfy media. You know. And it is my honor-bound duty that I put myself into to let all of you know, okay, this is this Smurf, this is this Smurf's name, this is what this Smurf looks like. And when I did this for the Smurfs Village community, again, the development team is always asking for feedback. They're always looking for feedback. So what I did was, okay, this is this Grovey Girl. And then I gave myself, while I'm writing up how I'm going to type it out for the community, it was like, okay, if I was a member of the development team and I was introducing not only all the players of this new particular Smurf, like they did in the Christmas update with Twinkle Smurf, but if I'm going to introduce everybody to this Grovey Girl, what exactly would she do? Would she have a hut? What gimmick is behind said Smurf? Kind of like how in the Design a Smurf Hut contest, someone in the community did a Grove Hut for Cupid Smurf. Right? So, with each of the reference shots that I post in the community, I say to myself, okay, if I was a developer of Smurfs Village, and I wanted to put this particular Grovey Girl into the game, here's an idea of what I would do with said particular girl. Now, that's not to say that it'll be an insured thing, because the community will always have their way of doing it. In fact, in one suggestion, I had said that we could have a particular Grovey Gal, one of the new ones that we were, well, not new ones, but one of the ones that Smurf Blossom introduced us to, be added to the game and have a fun little mini game for the Grove, which, unless I missed it, there's only one game in the Grove, and that's Smurfette's Bunny Hop one. And if you didn't get that one, you're unfortunately SOL, because that was one of the games they got rid of when they did the Grove item overhaul earlier on in the spring of 2019. So, my suggestion was this for one of the particular girls. I don't recall which one it was, but I remember the community thought that it was a good idea, but changed the rewards. What I had said was, in this game, you could catch falling stars, and the stars would be of various colors. You could get experience and even die from these various stars. And other members in the community liked the idea, but they said one thing. Instead of being awarded die for catching these falling stars, we should be getting stardust instead, which I actually agree with. Again, stardust is one of those commodities. It's actually the most wanted and sought after resource commodity in this entire game, even more than Smurf berries. Players want more stardust than anything else. And when you look at the Grove, for Smurf Willow's missions, she wants you to stage up the exotic plants, and you only can stage up exotic plants by giving them stardust. And I thought that was a reasonable idea, you know. And I remember when I did a suggestion, when I showed a reference off to Smurf Daisy, I didn't know exactly what to do. And the community suggested, well, why doesn't Smurf Daisy give us some rare seeds every now and again? Which was a really nice idea. Now, when it comes to the girls in the Grove, and this is something I should come off the bat right now before I go any further with other names, the number of them is, it's iffy. Depending on your Smurf source that you cited or learned from, the number is different. If you're like me and you took your source on the Grove count from the Art of Smurfs the Lost Village, the actual art book, which is forwarded by Peyo's daughter, the heiress of Blue and president of Imps, that book mentions that there are 99 Smurfs in Smurfy Grove. If you've been getting your cited source info from the Smurfs graphic novels, they are saying that there are 100 Smurfs in the Grove. Regardless of these sources, essentially the population of the Smurfs has doubled. And while we're on that subject, because we're supposed to be getting a new cartoon, from what I've been hearing, they're pushing the date of this new series, which name is still in debate. I believe they want to call it The Smurfs: A New Touch of Blue. They're going to be pushing it back to 2020. I think they're probably doing it right now, but as you guys know, many of us in the West speak English, and in Belgium, where the Colorfords reside and where Smurf Central is, the primary language, especially in the old comics like in Spiro, are in French. So it'll probably take a while to translate that. It's kind of like anime in a sense. You'll get Japanese anime, but you can watch on something like Crunchyroll. But when it comes to like Western shores, they have to get it, they have to translate it, and then they have to get all the voice actors and actresses to sound as close to the characters as possible, if it's a good one. They did that with Nekima. But in any case, that's probably a reason why, we haven't gotten any word on that. And as the heiress of Blue said when she was interviewed, there's going to be some new girls in this cartoon too. So the Sisterhood of Smurfs is going to be live and real. And again, when I get more confirmed reference info from that, I will inform all of you. Now, the thing about it is this, and I'm going into the next question because this is asked by me a lot in Smurfs communities, is how many of these Grove girls are actually named? Regardless of the count, only 13 girls in the Grove have officially been named. Yeah, out of a possible 100 girls in Smurfy Grove, only 13 of them have confirmed names. There are probably more that have confirmed names, but it's the French names, and nobody has like the confirmed English translated names. Kind of, for example, in the West we call her Smurf Blossom, but in French I believe her name is Bouton or Bouffon. It's one of those things. Bouton, something like that. B-O-U something. Right? We want to get confirmed information. And as someone who I like to consider myself giving you, the community, and other members who just love the Smurfs so much in their 61 years of being around, now, and you don't know what this actual Smurf is, you want to get the confirmed name. Note to self, alter sleep mode settings on your tablet. I want to give you guys the accurate, but not just the accurate information, the confirmed information. You know, for example, when I gave up a reference of, again, Smurf Daisy, not only did I get the accurate reference shot, which I posted to the communities and my Instagram page, but it actually said, this is her name, this is her name is Smurf Daisy. And, you know, when I do the informing to the community, especially when I inform the Smurfs Village community with the reference shot, I give an idea of, okay, if I was a developer on the development team and I wanted to add Smurf Daisy into the Grove, and I'm using Smurf Daisy as an example, what would she do? What would you get with her hut? You know? And it was nice how they did it with Smurf Jade. And again, as you guys know from the hero update, the pathways that Smurf Jade had in the Grove, you can place them in the island. You could probably place them in the regular village too, but I haven't tried. If you have tried, let me know in the comment section below if you can post Smurf Jade's little pathways in other villages besides the Grove and the island. I figured you'd be able to put them in like the main village, because the mountain is going to be a stretch. I don't think the Clover Pathways are going to be on the mountain. I don't even know if clovers grow on mountaintops or mountainsides at that, for that matter. You know. Now, I could be that unreliable guy and be like, all right, this particular Grove girl is named this, but it's not confirmed information. And when you find out that it's not confirmed information, because sources will always find out if the information is correct or not, it'll be taken down, and then you'll begin to question, okay, is this other information that he had accurate, or is it going to be a fallacy like this new information that he gave us? And I know some of you are like, well, we're not really going to do that, but there are others out there who will. Let me sip my tea real quick. You know, I've showed off the art book in Smurfs the Lost Village, and there's one particular Smurf that I call Smurf Lotus. And I say that because she wears a lotus flower in her hat. Now, that's not her official name. Let's get that perfectly clear. It's not her official name. That's just what I call her. Okay. What her official name is, that is to be left up to Veronique and Thierry Culliford. They are Peyo's children, the heiress of Blue as president, and Thierry, Peyo's son, who does the artwork for the graphic novels. So they're the ones who would be able to tell you about that. Alright, well, we know about 5 names of the Smurfs: Smurf Willow, Smurf Lily, Smurf Blossom, Smurf Storm, Smurf Melody, and now apparently Smurf Jade. Well, who are the other girls? Well, as Smurf Blossom told us, we have Smurf Holly, Smurf Clover, Smurf Meadow, Smurf Daisy, Smurf Hazel, and Smurf... Try that again. Smurf Holly, Smurf Meadow, Smurf Clover, Smurf Meadow, Smurf Daisy, Smurf Hazel. She introduced them in the movie, and they were like, hey. And then in the graphic novels, Smurf Honey is mentioned. They don't give a confirmed shot of Smurf Honey. And I would love to get a confirmed shot of Smurf Honey. And when I do, I will be informing everyone in the community of her. And I wonder how she looks. I have an idea on what Smurf Honey looks like, but it's not a confirmed reference shot. So I can't post that for all of you in the community, because it is not accurately It is not accurate and correct information. And I hope you guys understand that I want to give you the legit info on the Grovey Girls, and hell, I want to give you legit info on any Smurfs that I may come across. You know, for example, there's one from another game named Super Drive. Actually, he's from Smurf Racer. I've played Smurf Racer on my channel. Check that out in my Smurfy playlists. Right, but they don't give you a full body shot of this Smurf from Smurf Racer. You know, all the shots of Super Drive are him in his car. So I figure one of these days I'll probably just draw him based off of the art from the Smurf Racer game and then post that into the community. Well, I would, but if it's not one of the Grove Smurfs, I probably may not get that approved in the community. Because, you know, the community is really tight about what you post. You know, every post, when you post something, it has to be approved by the community moderators and possibly members of the development team. You know, one of the things I can say as an example of that is I gave up a discussion on why there's no food in Smurfy Grove. That was a particular video discussion earlier on in the lifestyle of the Grove that I posted to the community, but it did not get approved. So that one went unaddressed in the community. Am I mad about that? No. I'm not mad at that at all. You know, it's a part of the rules. We have to abide by the rules in the community because at the end of the day, I'm a member of the Smurfy community. Whether it's Smurf Village or Smurf whatever. I'm still a member of the community. I have to abide by the rules, even if I dislike certain things that happen with the rules. And even if you dislike certain things that happen with the rules. That's why rules are invented. We have to abide by them. So, it will take some time. I will tell you that. And while I can't promise you that I'll be able to give you another reference of a Grovey Girl within the next couple of days after you see this video, I can promise you that when I do give you a reference shop or introduce another one of the Smurfy girls from the Grove to the community, it is not only the correct information, but it is the accurate information as well. That way, you can look to me as a credible Smurf source, and that's something that I hope many of you can see me. See me as someone not only as a member of the community, but as a particular Smurf that can give you credible Smurf source information. Because it adds to the fun of these games and these communities. And you know, the Smurfs Village community is a really great community. I enjoy my time conversing with fellow members of the community, comparing strats, and most importantly, telling members of the community what crop maize is, because this seems to be a really big question in the community. What is maize? And if you are at that part in your Smurfs Village game, remember that maize is just multicolored corn. So when you're asked to plant a crop of maize, go plant some corn. Though actual maize is not all yellow. Like again, it's multiple colored. Some of it is brown, some of it is beige, some of it is even green. But maize is corn. Oh, by the way, if you guys actually got notified of the Lone Smurf contest, let me know in the comment section below. I know they most recently had a contest where some lucky players of Smurfs Village would be awarded Lone Smurf's hut, but when I last checked, they didn't say who won. So, again, if you're one of the winners, let me know. That way I can give you some proper congratulations. Because many people who purchased Lone Smurf's hut for the 30 Smurf berries said that the items that you get after obtaining her hut are worth more than the actual hut, and they feel that getting Lone Smurf's hut isn't really worth its price. 30 Smurf berries down the 30 Smurf berries down the Smurf. That's unfortunate. You know, maybe, just maybe, if players are feeling like a particular Smurf, or when you purchase their hut, isn't worth the Smurf berries that you use just to buy their hut, maybe they shouldn't be so high. You know, maybe have them for cheaper prices. You know, I believe Smurf Jade's hut was 30 Smurf berries, and I have her hut too. It's on the other side of my grove. But if players aren't really happy with buying a particular Smurf's hut, like Lone Smurf's hut, why charge 30 Smurf berries for it? You know, if it's not going to be a really great idea, or if you're going to have to buy more things with even more Smurf berries, why not just make it like moderate price or even cheap price? Make it like 15 Smurf berries or something. You know, if I'm going to spend 30 Smurf berries on getting a particular Smurf's hut, and then everything that comes in there is like 25 Smurf berries each, again, I don't have Lone Smurf's hut, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. You know, if I got to pay 10 Smurf berries just for extra stuff on a particular hut, and it's not something that I actually like, I would feel like I've wasted the Smurf berries myself. So I understand where you who aren't happy with how Lone Smurf's treasures come from. If you guys have enjoyed yourselves, remember to show your love and hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Thanks for every like and favorite, comment and share, and subscribe to the channel. That Smurf's taking a bath. More Smurfs Villages on the way, so be sure to subscribe and turn on those mobile notes. So when it's time to work the village, you'll be ready to go alongside myself. And I appreciate you being here every step of the way. And don't forget, jump in on this discussion as well. If there are any other Grove instances that you might be concerned about, feel free to say so in the comments section below, or even leave them in the discussions if you're part of the Smurfs Village forum. Start a new topic about Grove Smurfs. I'm sure there are many members in the Smurfs community who will have theories and even agree with you, or disagree with you with that. And even if they do disagree with you, don't take it too seriously. Everybody has their opinions, and they are welcome to them as well. Raise your thumbs if you enjoyed this one. Now let me take my goose from the oven because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.